Thank you. And next up is our postdoctoral researcher from our lab, Milad Malekzadeh. Welcome.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Milad Malekzadeh. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at DGL. Today is exciting for me. It's not only DGL's birthday, but my own birthday. You don't usually get to be with like more than 100 people interested in your research on your birthday. So I'm very happy about it. Today, I will talk about moving beyond migration. So it's a short presentation, and the general idea is the title, Moving Beyond Migration. When we are working on regional mobility studies, I want to emphasize that we should go beyond migration, permanent migration. There are many types of mobilities. That's the idea. So, to give you a bit of context to you, why we are studying regional mobility, it matters for regional development and, of course, for decline of regions. Two aspects among many benefits that we can get: economic impacts. We have facilitation of efficient labor markets and regional economic growth, fostering producibility by allowing workers to go wherever they need to be, or there is a chance to be. Social and cultural impacts, enhancing of cultural exchanges. But at the same time, there are some negative impacts. Regional imbalances, where some regions are more attractive, they are thriving, and some others decline. And we also have the risk of brain drain, among many others. So these are just some examples of like why we need to study regional mobility. Moving beyond conventional mobilities, usually in regional studies, we look into permanent migration. And very few attempt to commuting, but mostly commuting previously was very short distances. But nowadays we are facing and encountering new mobilities, or at least we have data on it, we are studying long distance commuting. It was not possible 50 years ago to go or work somewhere else, or at least it was not that common to do this. Now we have access to high-speed train, going somewhere, work somewhere for half of the week, come back to your place. Cross-border commuting, we had a great presentation here. Seasonal worker, student mobility, multi-local living, and many others. So, regions can be attractive without positive net migration. So we always think if we have positive net migration, it means that here is attractive, and if we have negative, it means that it's not attractive. But this is a common mistake. We can change the perspective. Why? Is that people move for various reasons. Different mobility types affect regions differently. And the rise of remote work and digital infrastructure affect that and fasten this process more. So why not using the untapped potential of each region? Instead of focusing only on permanent migration, or we have a lot of people moving out of this region, we can focus on the potential that we have for the mobility coming, and we can bring a lot of money, economics, cultural, and many other benefits. So, okay, so we have this type of mobility. What about the data set? We touched on data sets many, many times today. So just echoing on there. We did a study, MobiTwin study. I'm involved in that project. And we used different mobility data sets. We extracted these mobility forms from different data sets. So of course, social media, big data. But also there are some survey and official data internationally, at least at EU level, that we can use to get them. For instance, labor force survey. At first we think, okay, there is no mobility data there. But there is. We actually could get long distance commuting, seasonal work, and cross-border commuting from that data, and it's official data from people. So it's not like biased Twitter data, who is using, who is not. It's a survey data that is that was officially from each country of Europe taken. We have Erasmus data for student mobility, for instance. So the data is there. As Ole mentioned, we are not afraid of like losing X or Twitter or something. The data is still there. The access is something, of course, but the data sets are there and we can use it. To give you a bit of sense why we are saying focusing on different flows, here on the left you can see permanent migration. There are some flows we see here on the west side Europe, focused there. But when we go for instance, long-term student mobility, we see an absolutely different pattern of movement here. So from Nordic countries to Spain to West, there in the UK, the pattern changes completely as well. So the patterns are different. On the left, again, you see which area and which regions are senders, send people away, and receivers. This is for seasonal worker mobility. As you can see, we have like northern Norway that is receiving a lot of people for seasonal worker. At the same time, we might think, okay, it's the same, so Finland should have the same pattern as well, but it's not. That's why we do like an analysis to see the evidence. And we see in Finland it's not the same. It's actually pretty net. The amount of sender and receiver is pretty similar. In Spain, we can see Madrid and Barcelona, for instance, they are receiving a lot of people, and other regions are sending people. We were kind of interested in Mobitween to see what characteristics can affect these movements. And since we wanted to emphasize the different types of mobility, we wanted to see different types of mobility affect different characteristics. Different characteristics can affect different mobility differently or not. And on the right, you can see the figure, different variables in our statistical analysis affected the mobility differently. Which one was the laser? Yes. So for instance, life expectancy, a fun one, is life expectancy. Permanent migration, people usually go to destinations that have higher life expectancy. But for long-term student mobility, students, apparently they go somewhere that has less life expectancy. So more action, yes. So, as a takeaway message here, we should move beyond one-size-fits-all migration policies and accommodate different mobility types, ensuring balanced regional development. And of course, again, data sources are there. We can use them. And please, please, please use untapped potential of each region. Next, we are working on attractiveness index to, as a next step of our study, to create an index for each region in Europe to see which one is attractive and which are left behind as with realized mobility pattern, with realized data, not as a potential characteristic. That's it, thanks.